Hey guys, it's me back again with the fourth or fifth devlog. One of them. At some point I'll work out which exact devlog I'm on. But we've been doing a lot of Unreal work this past couple of days. I think the last time it was I'd just done jumping on my physics editing. So I've only really just done Unreal. Everything else was all done ready for pre-production. So towards this I have obviously the jumping physics. You've seen this. You can just jump in my game. It's crazy. Also the double jump. It's crazy to see the progression in my game since implementing these tiny things. It also amazed me how easy it was to implement double jump into my game. I didn't realise it was just changing a 1 to a 2. That just blew my mind a little bit. But then we have the sprinting mechanic. So player speed is doubled, I think, when you sprint, which is also pretty cool. We now have wall running, which took most of yesterday and today actually, which is why I didn't do a devlog yesterday, because I was literally pulling my hair out trying to work out how to wall run. But luckily I have really good friends who are great with Unreal, so we debugged it together and we eventually found out why it wasn't working. But it's so fluent. I've impressed myself with this. So thank you again to all my friends that helped me debug it. And yeah, it's just, I love it. I can just watch this video for hours on end. So there's another very big part of my game, if it's ever actually going to flick. We now have crouching as well. Yep, you just sink to the floor. It's crazy. So that's it for that. And we have the sneaking mechanic, which is basically the Valorant shift walk. There's no other way to really describe it. And an update as well. So we've the sliding mechanic and the Vault It package, which all should have been in this, I have taken out of the game, because when I tried to implement the sliding mechanic, not only was it just really buggy with everything else that I've put into the game, it also just didn't really feel like it fit in with the game. So I removed the sneaking feature and the sliding and the Vault It package, purely so I can focus on making the most streamlined. The movement mechanics I already have, I want to just make sure that they are perfect. So yeah, you know what I mean. So it's just, I don't have to put like the stealth mechanic whilst also trying to make a really fast-paced game. Just didn't really mix. So I decided during my pre-production, which was probably the best time to decide this, which is why I'm actually quite glad I've done my movement mechanics now, is that I didn't waste time during production. So yeah, it all worked out in the end. I've also conducted some digital experiments. So we now have updated gun projectiles. These are not finalised. They do not separate for some reason. I have tried to debug so many times, but it's just, they just like being as a 4. It might end up staying like that in my game. I don't know yet, but for the meantime, I'm going to say it's just a bug and I'm going to try and fix it, but no promises, because this gun is one of many that I'm currently working on. And it also just, it looks better than what it does before as well. I've also taken away the mannequin's hands as well. So everything, like in this video you can see here, it just works better for the rest of my game if you just don't have the hands. And it also reminds me of a game called Banana Shooter. You've probably all heard of it. It's on Steam. It's a really fun game. And I just want my game to feel like that, but more personal. So here we have my new katana design, which I probably will edit. It was a very quick design just so I could practice this picking up system. But you can now pick up and drop items. What else is there to say? It's just how you're going to switch weapons in my game. I've also worked on an enemy AI prototype. So this little goose spider in his prototype form, so black and silver, white and silver, sorry, is it now follows you around. It does nothing else. It just follows you. It's a bit of a creep, but it works. It follows you around. It does its job. I will, during production, of course it will attack you, it will do stuff, but for the meantime, It's the first enemy. It's working. I got some AI sorted. And the last digital experiment we've conducted, I have got 2 more planned as well, but this is the last one I'm going to work on today, is the dynamic field of view. So as you walk, it changes, and as you run, it changes. If you stop, it changes back to a lower one, and if you wall run, it also changes. So any different type of change in speed, it heightens basically. So like you can really, because there's no animation in my game, I felt like adding this just really worked. So as you can see, it just, you look like you've got the speed because everything sort of falls back. I don't know, I think it works, and it really just gives off the vibes I'm trying to get from my game. And obviously as you crouch, it changes as well. So we're going to work on an audio clip for my game, whether it's just background ambience or whatever. I want to add some sort of music in for my pre-production just as a digital experiment. And I also want to try and get somewhat of a door and key method done. So when you take a key to the door, it opens. I just want to see roughly how that works. But that will be the last 2 digital experiments, as I say. The rest, everything else is done for pre-production. I'm raring to go for production. I cannot wait to start working on this game. And obviously I've got all my movement mechanics sorted. It's basically ready to go. I'm just glad to have gotten all of the stressful mechanics out of the way, so I can just focus on finalising the enemies, getting my designs up to scratch, and just making a full game for you guys. So that is my devlog for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.